No, it's not true. Like, accept. You want to say congratulations. Accept because you deserve it. Hello friends, welcome back to Moments with Adi. If this is your first time seeing me on your screen, my name is Adi Ndukari, and today I'll be sharing with you 5 ways to practice self-love even when it's hard. I believe that if you don't love yourself, someone else would not love you. You cannot give out love that you don't have. So one way of receiving love from other people is by first of all loving yourself. You know what? There's this saying that what you call your dog, that's what your dog will bear. If you call your dog Bingo, that's what your dog will bear. If you call your dog Oscar, that's actually what your dog will bear. So which means is that whatever you call yourself or how you treat yourself, that's the way people will treat you. If you have a gold vest, maybe, okay, let's say you have a precious vest and then you decide to use that precious vest and be throwing dirt inside that vest, what will be like, oh, she doesn't value it, so let's do same. So that's actually self-love. If you don't get to love yourself, people would not love you appropriately. First way of loving yourself is by treating yourself the way you want to be treated. And what do I mean by that? Some of us, we get into the habit of using curse words on ourselves. We inflict physical injury on ourselves, and we do nasty things to ourselves. But then when someone else does those same things to you, and you feel offended, and you're like, why would you treat me like that? Why would you say this to me? That's not nice. But then behind closed doors, that's exactly what you're doing to yourself. People will only treat you the way you treat yourself, because the way you treat yourself, you're actually telling people, okay, see the way I'm treating myself, this is how you're going to treat me. You have to learn to treat yourself the way you normally treat your friend. Like some of us, we go out for our friends. Like when our friends need us, we're out there for them. But then when we need ourselves, we're not there for ourselves. So treat yourself the way you want others to treat you, and even treat yourself the way you actually treat others. Some of we treat others with high esteem, but then when we come to ourselves, we're just like, oh, anything goes. So first way of practicing self-love is treating yourself the way you want others to treat you, because your life is a mirror. You're going to reflect how you want others to see and treat you. Tip number 2 is by setting boundaries. Like, nobody's going to give you an award for being a yes and an okay girl. If you genuinely don't want to do something, spill it out. Say, see, I can't go here. I'm not comfortable with this. I can't do this. It's against my religious belief. Set boundaries. That's one way of showing that, okay, you love yourself. You mustn't always be there for everybody. You mustn't always feel guilty for saying no, because when you're always there, like when you don't have boundaries, people can just barge in, do whatever they feel like they want to do with you. Before you know what, you're burnt out, you're exhausted. Third way of practicing self-love to me is by focusing on your strength, focusing on what you already have, being grateful for what you already have, instead of looking like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. So let me give you an example. Some of us, we're so used to like, oh, I wish I knew how to sing, I wish I was this, I was that, my life would have been perfect. You understand? Like, oh, if only some of us even go as far as say, oh, if only I knew how to sing, I would have been a great musician by now. If only I was born in London, my life would have been different. But forgetting that a crocodile in Nigeria would always be a crocodile in London. And one thing is that whatever you love, you groom. I'm not saying we shouldn't work on our weaknesses and all of that. We should appreciate our strengths and low-key work on all those lapses we have. That's actually one way of practicing self-love, embracing your strength. Okay, this is how I am. I don't have this, I wasn't born with this, these are my natural gifts. How do I use it to benefit me? Instead of just like focusing on what you don't have. Because sometimes when you focus on what you don't have, you tend to forget about what you have, and that makes you to be ungrateful. So Next is exercising boldness. Boldness is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. And exercising boldness simply means like speaking up for yourself in public, with your friends, with your family. Like if you have something to say, like be bold to say it, because when you do that, you're actually affirming to yourself that you love yourself, you trust your judgment, and your voice needs to be heard. Another way of practicing self-love, it's by accepting compliments. So what's going to, like, when someone say, oh, you look so good, you're beautiful, congratulations, someone be like, no, like, you know, like we try to be like self-righteous, like no, like no. Let's get into the habit of accepting compliments. When somebody tells you you look good, like say thank you. Don't say no, it's not true. Like, you know, accept. Once when they say congratulations, accept because you deserve it. So that's actually a way of practicing self-love. Like you accepting it, like you accept it with your full chest. When somebody say you look good, you're beautiful, like congratulations, accept it. Don't reject it. Okay. Another way of practicing self-love is self-discipline. To me, I believe that self-discipline is the greatest form of self-love. You cannot say you love somebody and then you don't show up for the person. When you know that, okay, I have to do this and I have to do that, I have to be at the gym, I have to read this book so that I'll be a better person, and then you don't have self-discipline to go through with it, it's like it's a no for me. So self-discipline is the greatest form of self-love. When you know that when you have to do what you have to do, whether you feel like it or not, just because you know that, okay, if you do this, you become better. So that's actually one of the greatest forms of self-love. Thank you for watching till this point. In the comment section, you could tell me practical ways in which you practice self-love, or ways you're able to express self-love. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up so that others will be able to benefit from what you just did. I will see you same time next week. Thank you. Bye.